that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. We begin from here, where the Anambra State chapter of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has completed the training of 500 beneficiaries of its skills acquisition program. Governor Chukwuma Soludo attended the graduation ceremony for the beneficiaries, a platform that was also used to rededicate the Jesus Our Physician Hospital, Amobia. Government House correspondent Ejika Bana filed a report taken from here. Governor Soludo used the opportunity to award 50 million naira to the 500 beneficiaries. The PFM program, which complements the government's One Youth Two Skills initiative, incorporates character and value orientation. The governor emphasized that the goal of his administration is to have a state with zero poverty, assuring of greater access to funding from cooperatives, and added that PFN has been a strong supporter of his government. This, he said, will empower the young people, thereby contributing to the overall state's development. According to the governor, synergy in the spirit of ecumenism will help to enthrone a better society, advocating the development of public-community-private partnership as a way of ensuring that everyone plays their role individually and collectively.
I encourage the rest of you, go into the world, take charge, go and do what? Conquer. And from here, in a few years' time, we are looking forward to seeing the millionaires of Anambra. And by the way, I want to commend you because all guys there in our prisons were also committing to build a school in our prisons, Onisha, and more. But you said you got to do more.
For his part, the state chairman of PFN, Bishop Moses Ezedebego, assured of sustaining partnership and laudable initiatives of the state government.
All we are trying to do is to partner with the state government on the area of healthcare services. That's number one. Number two, in the area of education. Our apostolic mission has already appreciated you so much for what you did for PFN mission schools. But I still want to let you know that PFN is driving further. You were there the other day at the correctional center in Onisha. We laid the foundation, we started building PFN secondary school in the prisons. The work is ongoing right now.
PFN coordinator for training, ethical and value reorientation and skill acquisition training, Mark Odogwu, revealed that the PFN project is a replica of the Anambra State Government One Youth Two Skills initiative. The PFN offers skills including cosmetology, sewing, confectionery, leather works, wig design, crochet, bead design, marketing, fishery, piggery, and business management. Those that attended the event include the Deputy Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Chumo Okoye, Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Patrick Agamba, State Chairman of APGA, Barrister Ifeatu Obi-Okoye, among others. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has mourned the passing on to eternal glory of the former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, who passed on to eternal glory on Thursday, December 14, 2023, in Abuja at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, at the age of 85. This is in a press release signed by the press secretary to the governor, Mr. Christian Abulime. The release described late Dr. Ezife as one of the most illustrious sons of Ibuku and Anambra State, a man of many hats who was a titan in the annals of our state and nation. Fondly called Okwadike, he was elected governor of Anambra State on the platform of the Social Democratic Party to serve between January 1992 and November 1993 during the aborted Third Republic. As a Harvard-trained economist, Dr. Ezife once served with resolute dedication and integrity as a federal permanent secretary, leaving behind a legacy of excellence in public service. As the first civilian governor of Anambra State, he navigated the complexities of post-military rule with wisdom and foresight, laying the foundation for the vibrant state Anambra is today. He once served as political advisor to the former President Olusegun Obasanjo Just as he was also a presidential aspirant, Dr. Ezeife was always driven by a deep desire to improve the lives of his fellow Nigerians. APGA Ward 1 and 2 in North Njikoka local government area, as well as Soludo Support Group have ended the year 2023 in high spirits as they held their end of the year meeting in grand style. The fifth in the series, APGA North's December monthly meeting was held at the residence of the convener and chief protocol to Governor Chukwuma Soludo, Mr. Chinedu Nwoye. Our correspondent, Ngozi Obleri, was there and now reports.
Each of the wards were given 100 bags of 10-kilogram bags of rice and 200,000 naira as Christmas largesse. Both APGA members in wards 1 and 2 and new entrants into the party were treated to sumptuous dishes and assorted drinks. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Nwoye, who is also the Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Soludo and the convener of Soludo Support Group, said that APGA government under the governor is not relenting in ensuring better life for members of the party across the state. As he recalled that the two wards received 500 bags of rice each recently from Governor Soludo as a palliative measure. Mr. Nwoye also reminded them that their children in public schools are enjoying free education thanks to the governor, while those in public mission schools are also enjoying same free education courtesy of himself and the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Mrs. Chiamaka Nnake, all in a bid to make life easier for Ndenofia. He announced a welfare program for the party in Nofia for their members, urging anyone in need of money to improve or start up a business to come forward and access the fund.
We gave our money to people, loan and grants to some people, members, because Mr. Governor taught us that APGA should be like a cooperative. APGA should not just be like just a normal political party. It's the first progressive party. So today we gave out grants to people, we gave out loans to people that want to do business. So then another thing is that we did Christmas for them, 100 bags of rice. Then I also give 400,000. Ward 1 and Ward 2, that is 200,000 to them, to encourage them to remain loyal to the party. And gone are the days when somebody would just be a member of the party without getting anything along the line. Only during the time of election, you give the person 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. So, but this time around, every member of the APGA in the Northia must have reason to celebrate being member of APGA.
The leader of the Welfare Committee, Mrs. Franka Nwibo, announced that the welfare program has kicked off in earnest, listing some of their members who have benefited and read out criteria to having access to the loan, including having APGA membership card. The Transition Committee Chairman for Njikoka Council area, Mr. Clement Agui, while appreciating Mr. Nwoye and Mrs. Nnake for their love and care and for being great party people, said that it is seen regularly, charging them not to relent.
I was supposed to done a solution team. Suppose in a process of bad election. I am going to election. And if it's negative, so if that if on
the event climaxed with distribution of rice as well as dining and wining among the party members from Northia in Njikoka local government area. I am Ngozi Obleri for ABS News.
Stakeholders have brainstormed on the way forward to safeguard human rights at individual, family and institutional levels to ensure the dignity of the human person and the appropriate sanction to be meted for violators of human rights. The event held at the National Human Rights Office in Awka was in collaboration between the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, and the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption Program, ROLAC. Kenneth Kuchkwode tells us more.
The coordinator of Anambra State Office, National Human Rights Commission, Barrister Obinna Maduforo, noted that the dynamics of time has changed beyond men's domination and revealed that any man found to have assaulted his wife is liable to 5 years imprisonment according to the law. Barrister Maduforo listed lack of finance, substance abuse, ignorance of the law, and family history as responsible for crises at the family level on the part of the men, while the use of abusive words, lack of homely skills, amongst others, are responsible for same issues on the female part and called for proper sensitization to help to eradicate the issues.
It's an issue when the man is not properly providing for the family. He is going to have problems with his wife. The women in the house, can you identify the guy?
Barrister Chooks Flora from ROLAC noted that frantic efforts are being made to constantly help decongest prisons and police stations, especially for those with minor offenses and fine-related convictions, as legal aid and Nigerian bar associations are playing roles to that regard. The Commissioner for Women and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ife Obinabo, represented by Mr. Ilo Udechukwu, that of the State Ministry of Justice and Attorney General of the state, Professor Sylvia Ifemeje, represented by Mrs. Akachukwu Okoli, said that the state government is doing its best to ensure the protection of human rights by domesticating human rights laws and setting up specialized courts to tackle the issues of human rights, especially for women and children.
For that law to be implemented in these other states of the Federation, the System of Federation, the states have also to domesticate the law, or say adopt it also, so that the law can operate in the states.
Barrister Chooks Ezewuzie, who is the chairman, Anambra State Disability Rights Commission, in his remark opined that in every case there should be fair hearing for parties involved instead of dispensing hasty justice on the hearing of only a party. Others who spoke during the event, including Reverend Sister Benedict Uchendo of Ntasi Sexual Assault Referral Center, Mrs. Amaka Mmado of Unizik FM, amongst others, harped on the need for concerted efforts toward fighting human rights abuses, especially for women and children in the state. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
On another development, the rule of law and anti-corruption ROLAC program, in collaboration with civil society organizations, CSOs, have held town hall meetings in commemoration of the 2023 International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls. The town hall meetings held at Okozo, Nanka, and neighbor communities had in attendance members of the CSOs and stakeholders from the communities visited. Queen Anibog reports that the theme of the event is Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls, No Excuse. The report.
Statistics revealed that an estimated 736 million women and girls experience gender-based violence at least once in their lifetime. The Anambra State Coordinator of Violence Against Persons Prohibition, VAP Law Implementation Committee, Mrs. Lovett Onyedilefu, explained that the program, which is 16 days activism, is a unite campaign against different forms of gender-based violence, which began on 25th November, being the International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls, and will end on 10th December with several key activities lined up for the days. She noted that the CSOs carry out this campaign annually to sensitize communities about the VAP law, its provisions for dealing with gender-based violence.
I think the theme of this year's campaign says it all. Unite, invest to prevent violence against women. We are calling to the society, we are calling to philanthropists, we are calling to everybody to unite. Let us prevent GBV. It happens around us. When you see it, talk, don't keep quiet and stop it.
A member of the CSOs, Mr. Chukwudozie Ifeora, who is a legal practitioner, spoke on the VAP law, which he said is the latest document for protection of victims of gender-based violence and how to deal with culprits, adding that the 16 days activism is laying emphasis on violence against women and girls, and ROLAC has been supporting the CSOs in the campaign. He explained some of the provisions of the VAP law to the participants and mentioned places like Ntasiobi Referral Center at Enugu, where victims of rape can find succor.
So the head now couldn't name who should do UK. You got to go, I can't get it all violence. Who would have been take committee? Government will put a go.
n'iwu ịkwado unu ọ bụrụ sọsọ na ga-enyezi onye ihe ame nye protection nye protection ka ọ ghara imezie na ọ ga-emekwa gịnị onye ame ihe ahụ eme gịnị gọọmenti enye ya afụfụ.
The President General of Okuzu Progressive Union, Dr. Ejike Ogwebu, explained that the traditions and customs of Okuzu community give women and girls the protection they need and warned that any resident or indigene of the community who is prone to violence should desist or leave the town, as the community will not treat violent acts against women and girls with kid gloves. At Nanka, some of the stakeholders, Comrade Chinwoba Okonkwo, Mrs. Justina Gosoon, Mrs. Edith Okoye, and Mrs. Amaka Ume, mentioned some cases of gender-based violence being witnessed in the community, like forceful ejection, female inheritance issues, negative widowhood practices, and how they were handled, but noted that topmost on the list was rape. At Nibo, some of the stakeholders, the leader of Obobodobo, Mrs. Rose Okoye, Mr. Afamefuna Okoye, Mr. Godwin Anekwe, Mrs. Mary Rose Madakonam, spoke passionately of the several gender-based violence issues which need urgent attention. They mentioned women who are deprived of their inheritance because they have no boy child for their husbands, which they said is rampant in Nibo. The group later visited Obu police station, where a case of a 12-year-old boy battered and abused by his mother was reported but is still under investigation. Members of the Anambra State team include Mrs. Ukeria Anekwe, Mrs. Ifi Unachuku, Honorable Beatrice Nwoye, Mrs. Chinyere Nwofo, among others. Queen Anibogo reporting for ABS News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has sworn in 9 new resident electoral commissioners to man 9 states of the Federation. Among the 9 new recs, 4 have been career officers of the Commission, rising through the ranks of director, while the other 5 recs have varied experiences in public service at both national and state levels. The new recs and their states of postings are Abubakar Dambo Sarkin, Power, for Kebbi, Abubakar Magaji Ahmed for Borno, Dr. Anubum Onoha for Edo, Ehimeka Shaka Isa for Akwa Ibom, and Malam Aminu Idris for Kano. Others include Mohammed Sadiq Abubakar for Kwara, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Babalola for Ondo, Olubunmi Omoche Yedemi for Ekiti, and Chehu Wahab for Nasarawa. In his speech during the swearing-in ceremony, the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, charged the new recs not to engage in puerile debates that add no value to their work, but must not be impervious to genuine criticisms. He, however, encouraged them to maintain the Commission's tradition of regular consultations with critical stakeholders, including political parties, civil society organizations, the media, traditional institutions, religious bodies, and security agencies. The chairman reminded them that the work of the Commission is a difficult task, as election is a multi-stakeholder activity, a very emotive issue, especially in an environment where some desperate political actors and their supporters will want to win by all means, failing which they will blame the Commission or even seek to delegitimize the process and demonize officials. Speaking on behalf of other newly sworn-in recs, Oluwatoyin Babalola, who will be stepping in as Ondo rec, pledged that they will be loyal and commit themselves to upholding the rules and regulations of the Commission, and will be non-partisan as they are aware about the enormous responsibility demanded of them. The 10th rec designate out of the rec screened and confirmed by the National Assembly will be sworn in next month at the expiry of the 10 of the rec representing Akwa Ibom State, currently deployed to Delta State. Good-spirited businessmen and women of Relief Market or Baro has distributed cash and food items worth over 5 million naira to indigent men and women in the market and beyond. The distribution exercise, which took place during the market end of the year prayer, was to help cushion the effects of the economic crisis on the poor citizens and also give them a sense of belonging this Yuletide. Correspondent Faith Onyemuche has the details.
The beneficiaries include children in orphanage homes, persons living with disabilities, and members of the market struggling financially. The market end-of-year prayer kicked off with a holy mass presided over by Reverend Father Samson Obuebuna of Immaculate Heart Parish, Fege, Onitsha. In his homily centered on gratitude, Reverend Father Obuebuna urged members of the market to be thankful to God for life and good health. He urged them to be prayerful and maintain their relationship with God.
Once God enters, grace will be enough. And once the grace of God is with you, you will see the difference.
The President General of the market, Chief Ndubisi Ochiogo, said the items were free with donations from members of the market who thought it wise to reach out to the less privileged. He said this is their little way of supporting the efforts of the state government in creating a livable Anambra, pointing out that Governor Chukwuma Soludo already took the lead by giving free education to students, free antenatal and delivery service to women, and empowering 5,000 youth with skills and startup funds. Chief Ochiogo appreciated all those who contributed to putting smile on the faces of the beneficiaries.
Ndị nọ n'ime afịa anyị gwa na tụkwụrụ mkpọ nwere na-azụ afịa aka eruzi n'ihe ọ ndị aka enu fried kisi ma akpa rice ana unu furu ndị ọbụla anyị nyere ya 10,000 maka ọ bụrụ na ị nyere mmadụ akpa rice ma ifiri mmadụ ji ma ọ bụ nye mmadụ indomi ọ inye onye ahụ ego ji wee lie ihe niile ebutere etie ya ndị mmadụ ofu bụ ndị mmadụ iweta ihe nke bụ abụ inyezie ndị ahụ ewetara ka enye.
Some of the beneficiaries who spoke to the ABS, the coordinator of Omonna Motherless Babies Home, Odakpo, Mrs. Amaka Anebunam, and a couple from the market, Mr. and Mrs. Peter Ume, were filled with joy as they poured prayers on the members and their executive.
Ana m ekpekwa n'isi ndị afịa ọgbaru main market. Ndị opụta ihe dị otu a mechie arọ wee gote ihe leta na nwa ndị ha ka mma ana ha ga-abụ ndị ga na-enye ọ bụrụ ndị ga-ayọ ayọ.
Madonna Angels Orphanage Atani, Mercy and Charity Orphanage Obosi, Okife Jesus Orphanage Nnewi, Idemili North Community Orphanage Umuoji, and many others were among those who benefited from the Christmas largesse. In Onitsha, Faith Onyemuche, reporting for ABS.
A rush-hour collision between two subway trains in Beijing, China, has left 102 people with broken bones. According to the report, more than 500 people were sent to hospital after the incident, which occurred at about 7 p.m. local time on Thursday. The trains collided during heavy snowfall while going downhill on the Changping subway. As of yesterday morning, 423 people have been discharged from hospital. While such incidents are not common on the Chinese capital transport network, snowstorms reportedly led to slippery tracks. This then caused a signal degradation, which led the first train to break suddenly, China Daily reported, citing Beijing transport authorities. The following train was unable to brake in time while coming down from icy tracks, causing it to slam into the rear of the first train. The impact caused the last two carriages of one of the trains to detach. It is unclear which train was decoupled. The incident sparked furious comments from Chinese netizens. Some were shocked by the number of injuries, while others lamented the inconvenience caused by the collision. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Television. Follow us on YouTube at ABS Television Oka and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. We are on X at ABS Radio TV. To log on to our websites, follow us on www.absradiotv.com. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. Remember that our main points this morning, we told you that Anambra PFN has trained 500 youths on different skills as they receive government commendation. We also told you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has mourned the demise of former Governor Ezife. We also told you that INEC has sworn in new 9 resident electoral commissioners to man 9 states. A subway crash in Beijing, China has left 102 people injured. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. I am David Okwaze. Thank you for joining us on the news this morning. The weekend show continues right after now. Stay with us.